adventures in a changing season. We go together and it all feels good. You know we wouldn't trade a thing, and I think I know the reason. The moment comes to pass and the meaning's understood. It's all love and laughter. We're growing older together. We're gonna find our way. We're finding joy and magic in our lives as we get older. This is our life in the middle. Life in the middle. Life in the middle.
Welcome back to Life in the Middle. I'm Travis.
And I'm Jenna.
Today we're going to try to have a little bit of fun and talk about growing old. We've been snowed in for the last couple, it seems like forever, but I think it's just been a week. It's not really been too bad. And the cold and the snow and the ice makes me feel old, that's for sure.
Joints are hurting.
Yeah.
Weather change, joints are hurting.
You gotta walk slow outside so you don't fall because you're probably gonna break a hip.
Yeah, so we feel like at least, yeah.
But you know what? There's a lot of things that we that make me feel old, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're going to talk about today.
Absolutely.
Is stuff that we're actually okay with. So, going through life and getting to this middle ages of life, it makes you realize that there are more and more moments that just make you feel old.
Yeah, I mean, but we're in the middle of this.
Right.
So there's parts of me that just feel like I am too young. You know, like I you know what I mean? Like I shouldn't have a kid about to drive. My youngest should not be about to drive, right? And I shouldn't have a kid in college because I'm barely over that age, but that's not true. And then there's moments that I'm like, man, I feel so old. And I'm okay with it. But it's just, it's one of those things where it's just, we're in the middle, and sometimes I feel, young, but then sometimes I feel old.
So where did you first recognize that you were starting to feel like you were old?
I don't know. I think when Kingston started driving, I think, watching any award show right now, I mean, like for the last 10 years, couldn't tell you half the people on there. Right. I mean, and probably for the last 5, couldn't tell you anybody on there. Like, they were showing, I'm like, I don't even know who these people are. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, anything that has to do with, like, pop culture or things that are happening right now, I ain't got a clue who these people are. And Joe will say names of artists or actresses or actors or something like that. I'm like, who? What are they?
Yeah, I agree. It's... when you start having those conversations with your kids and you realize that the stuff that you thought was cool is not cool anymore, and then when they start speaking their lingo and you have no idea what they're talking about, that's when I feel old. Mm-hmm. It's because I know we had our own way of talking when we were that age too, and my parents probably felt the same way about them. It's like, what is he talking about? But now they say all kinds of slang that I have no idea what it is. And, I have to stop them and be like, why don't you speak English so that we can have a conversation?
Yeah, when Joe's in front of his friends, I usually will like, hey, man, we're not friends like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to speak English to me because I don't understand a word you're saying right now. Like, you called me cuh earlier today. Morning. I have no clue what cuh is. I'm assuming it's like cuz.
Yeah.
But, like, we're not cool like that. Yeah. So you can call me mama. I'll be okay with that. I'll reply to any form of mom, mommy, mama,
mother,
as long as the attitude's not with it. But I don't usually respond to cuh.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that was just this morning.
Yeah,
so
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
We get those every day. It seems like, and I try to kind of stay up with the slang.
Say it. I try to stay hip with the lingo.
Yeah, because I do want to understand what they're talking about because that's how they use that to try to get away with stuff, right? Yeah. Like talking to their friends in front of you and thinking we won't understand what they're saying. But I do try to stay with, and musically I try to kind of stay with popular music because
you've always been
that way. Yeah, so. I'm usually showing my kids what to listen to, not the other way around. So. We kind of talked about it a little bit, but When you turn it back in, when we were teenagers, the VMAs was a big thing.
Yeah.
And when you watch it, you know everybody on there. And now when you turn it on, it's like, who is that?
Yeah.
I have no idea who these people are. And
I can still kind of know. I like country music is what I kind of stay in that
yeah,
genre. I don't really like a whole bunch of rap or anything like that. So when I turn on like the CMAs, there's
yeah,
I can actually recognize some people, like
right.
right, but not a lot of people, but some people, some people.
You know, yeah, the country music awards, I can catch some of those. If they're having like a lifetime achievement award
Yeah,
on the
that's
VMAs,
usually
I usually know those
yeah,
people.
those usually when we're
Uh,
like, oh, I remember them.
yeah,
Yeah, so
that's pretty well where
yeah.
we fall in there. Technology wise, I've always been kind of the person that keeps up with technology, so there's not any new technology that I don't know as far as hardware. Now, when we're talking about like social medias, I know there's different ones out there I probably don't even know
Using my
about.
phone is getting harder and harder all the time. Um, I think I was on Snapchat with Grant one day, and I snapped him, and then I was laying in bed, and I dropped my phone on my face. But I was kept trying to catch it, and I apparently grabbed both buttons, and that takes a screenshot
Yeah.
of your phone, which of course on Snapchat will tell someone, and he's like, "Why are you taking pictures of just like randomness, right? Like why? Like it's just And I was like, I didn't even know I did it. Like he was like, look at the chat. It tells you took a snapshot. I'm like, honey, I was trying not to hit myself in the phone in the face with my phone, and it was, I was like, that's what happens when you get old. You drop things and don't know what's happening. Randomness stuff.
Is there
So
anything else in life that makes you feel old?
there's a lot of things that make me
Yeah.
feel old.
Well,
Um, Loud music. So be at the gas station and some kid comes in just bumping a system,
yeah.
which we used to do, I'm sure. Um, but like, or loud music driving down the road and at night. I'm like, it's 9:30. You need to turn that music down, and so that kind of thing. Like, don't feel 1,000. Mostly when Joe starts talking, his friends are around, or he's on the phone with his friends, and I'm like, I have no clue what this kid's saying to me right now. Um, just those kinds of things.
Well, we
Just
live.
not having energy for anything either.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like I don't want to do that. I
We
don't
live
have
right
energy
on
for
Main
that.
Street, and it seems like everybody comes barreling down through there with their trucks with loud exhaust, and you're like, "Urgh." And I remember thinking when I was younger that that was really cool, and now I'm like, that is really annoying.
Yeah.
Guys driving by with really loud radios, although
He has one.
I have a
He,
really
he
loud
says that he
radio
has his
myself,
own loud
so
radio. So
it's you know sometimes I don't know. There's a point where it's too much,
yeah,
and there's a lot of people that have too much.
yeah.
So, um, but um, that's kind of where I feel the oldest. I do try to keep myself young because I don't want to. I'm not gonna say I don't want to get old. I just don't want to feel old, right? I don't want to. I don't want to get to a point where I have to ask my kids how to use my phone or a
Yeah.
computer. I don't want to. I don't want to not know what's going on. So
We had a kid, and this is when I worked for the school system. He was a senior, and he was talking with a friend. And he was coming to my office one day, and he was talking about this graduation song they had. They were going to put it on a TikTok or something like that. I can't remember, but I of course I asked, like, what's the song? Is there a new graduation song? No, no. Like, it's new, and I'm like, nope, no, it's not.
no.
No, that's circa 2000.
Yep.
That song came out in the year 2000, and I giggled for so long, thinking this kid didn't think he had found the song of 2000 or what 2019 somewhere around there, and I'm like, no, man,
So let's
that's
just be clear. That's
2000.
the graduation song
No, yeah,
by Vitamin C, I
Vitamin C, I
believe.
think it was.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
played it at our graduation. That was the year it came out.
yeah.
So it was a big deal at that
I
point.
did feel
So.
really old then because it was so old. Also, Do you know that the music we listen to is now on like an oldie station?
Classic station.
Classic station.
Classic
Yeah. Okay.
station.
So classics. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're classic now.
Hey, that's all right.
And so I like it better than oldies. So
For
I mean,
sure.
I'll be okay with classic. So when someone said, "Hey, classic," this new classic station that they started in Bowling Green or Owensboro, I can't remember what it was, but it was. I was like, "Wait a second! Like this is the music we listened to in high school. This isn't classic."
Yeah.
And apparently
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
Apparently it is.
Cars that we drove in high school are considered classics.
Yeah.
So in the United States, if your car is 25 years or older, you can get a classics tag for it and classic insurance. So that means that as of this year, anything made in 2001 or older is considered a classic automobile.
That's
So hang on to your Chevy S10s and your Ford Rangers and your OBS pickup trucks because they're all classics now.
yep. Yep, they sure are.
And I remember going and looking at them on the car lot, brand
Brand
new,
new.
going, man, I wish I had one of those.
Yeah.
So, you know, that kind of makes me feel old. But then I also realize that I think that stuff is probably the best stuff you could have got.
Yeah.
But I think it's every generation. You talk to our parents, the cars they grew up with are cooler than the cars we had, and vice versa. So that's I think that's just same with music. I think it's generational. Whatever you were into in high school and college, that's what you'll be into for the rest of your life because that's the stuff that you made the most memories with.
Yeah.
So, what new technology frustrates you the most?
Honey, my phone, it changes, it updates, and it does different stuff. You know, and given that I love my phone, don't get me wrong. I play on my phone. I do things, and my phone's great. I have emails, and I can check everything on my phone. Like it's great technology. Um, but back in my day, I could just use it as a telephone.
Yeah, text
And
message machine.
And I mean, not even that, because that was back when you're
Oh,
sending
yeah.
10 cents a text
Yeah.
message. You ain't texting nobody on that thing. It had one game on it. If you had Snake on your Nokia, you
Oh,
were
yeah.
cool. And sometimes I feel like my phone gets getting smarter. I woke up this morning, it said it had updated. I have no clue what changed in it, but something changed, and I'll figure it out at some point. I'm
Eventually.
sure. Yeah, at some point I'll figure out what updated. So it's crazy.
Yeah. Um, I'm really I haven't got into this part of the technology, but the VR headsets, the augmented reality stuff is really something that kind of baffles me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see that if that goes further in the future, that I might have to figure that out. But phones
there's
and
no
stuff,
part of
I'm
that that
fine with.
I don't want to put a headset on and see different. I don't want to. I just like, have you seen those people like on the videos that like actually like think they're jumping off
Yes.
something and they jump in the floor and
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't want. That would be me.
I know we got one for the boys, and they played it and stuff. It seems it seems like it's fun. It's just I don't understand what you're going to use it for in the future. Which I'm sure there might be a time in 20 years where we're all working on a VR headset instead of a laptop, right? That
Yes.
could be the future. What about our bodies? Obviously, when you get old, you start feeling the aches and pains and the cricks and all that stuff. I know with this cold snap we've had, my knees have been popping and cracking and painful. My back.
I feel like lately in the last I don't know year or so because I had a back injury from work. I was really and my back's not really been the same since. I got to be pretty careful with it. But I've never been in a point in my life where I wake up with an injury. You know what I'm saying? Like I roll out of bed after laying still and sleeping all night and I'm hurting and I don't know why, right? Like that's a part of life that I wasn't, they didn't tell you about as an adult.
Yeah.
Like you're just like you get injured
Yeah.
while sleeping.
Or you sneeze wrong.
Yeah, and something pops and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's definitely something you got to figure out. There's nothing like going to sleep and sleeping at night and ruins your whole next day because you can't move or your back's got a twitch in it or whatever. It's obviously we've made this commitment starting last year to get in better shape, and
Yeah.
we both have, and so I think we were evident that we needed to do something to try to better our lives, and it's definitely hard to bounce back when you're in your late 30s, early 40s than it would have been when you were in your 20s. Of course, I
Yeah.
know if you're older than we are and you're listening to this, you're probably thinking, wait till you get to 50 or wait till you get to 60. And I understand it only gets worse, but it's it's definitely been a journey to
I
try
was
to.
I was walking down the hallway at work the other day, and I just kept hearing a pop. And I was like, "What is that noise?" It was my knees. My knees were popping as I was walking. I could feel them. I didn't think I could I could actually hear my knees popping as I'm walking. I just think that's funny. I mean, it's just getting older. It's it can stink, right?
Yeah.
Like those kinds of things. But there's some things that I just kind of
Yeah.
love, right? Like love.
So we can talk about that. What about getting older is made you happy?
I love a 9:30 bedtime. I
I do
love
too.
turning off all these lights at 9:30 and be like, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, we got a lot of younger kids that we've mentored or been friends with over the last 5 years we or so that we've been here in Franklin, um, through our youth group at church
Yeah.
or friends of our kids, that they know if they drive by our house and all the lights are off, Jenna and Travis are in bed.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about it, and that's usually around
Yes.
9:30.
Yes.
If it's past 9:30 and the lights are on, that's a very rare
Like Joe
situation.
knows. Like he was spending the night at a friend's house the other night, and they invited him to stay the next day. But I'd already told him he was, I had to pick up at 9:30 because we had a something for Kingston, and I said, buddy, why didn't you call or text me? He's like, well, it was 11 o'clock, and I was like, oh yeah, I'd been asleep for an hour and a half.
Yeah, for sure.
And he knew it. He's like, I didn't even bother. I knew you weren't going to answer. We were told, I was like, you could have texted me and I would have answered you when I woke up. But I did think it was funny that he was just like, well, you were asleep. There was no way I was going to get an answer from you. So, yeah.
Yeah, early bedtime, but that also usually means early rise, right? Like uh,
Yes.
when 5:30 hits, I there's no more sleeping in. Although I have slept in a little bit later the last
6:37.
couple
The
weeks.
few, yeah, I can see that. I don't know. I'm okay with it. I feel like I do more if I get up early in
Yeah,
the morning. If I sleep, I mean, we don't sleep later than 7, but if it was, I don't think I would feel as productive in a day. I feel like would think in my head. I think I'd feel a little lazy or something. Also, like, I love Cracker Barrel at 5:30
yeah, for sure.
on
There's
a
not a
Friday
crowd.
night. We go to Cracker Barrel. There ain't no crowds. And
Get in, get out.
get in. I mean, we went to Cracker Barrel Friday night, and shout out to Stephen and Nisha, some of our friends from church. They were coming in, and
As we were leaving
we weren't even we were like looking around, and we've been looking around
for
the
a while.
shop because I buy my salt and pepper shakers. I have a salt and pepper shaker collection now, which is funny. But we were looking. We were probably looking for 20-25 minutes, and already ate our food and everything.
Yeah.
And they were coming in to eat, and I'm like, no, we're already gone.
I
Like,
think they were trying to see if we wanted to sit with them. We're like, we already ate now.
we already done. We already
So-
done. We're looking for salt and pepper shakers.
Speaking of which, what are things that you do that you would consider old now?
Okay, my salt and pepper shakers might be maybe
An old person.
an older person thing, right? Like I all of a sudden just decided that I have a collection of salt and pepper shakers, and I have about 16 sets of salt and pepper shakers, and they are displayed in our dining room
They're fun.
in our hutch, and I think they're fun. It's nothing huge or anything like that. They are not collector's items. They're collectors for me, right?
Yeah.
And so we go and Cracker Barrel sells these little mini ones, and that's how it all started. Um, and so when we started going to Cracker Barrel on Friday nights about 5:30, and the reason we did that is because we're on a diet, and every Friday night it's kind of like our kind of cheat night.
Yeah.
Not really a cheat night, but like chicken and dumplings there, like 7 points because we do Weight Watchers, and so we can eat chicken and dumplings and a baked potato or something that and be higher points than we usually eat for dinner, but it's kind of our treat.
It's our date night.
Yeah, it's our date night. And so we were looking around when I was there, and they had these little mini salt shakers, and I think that was Halloween, Thanksgiving time last year. that we started doing this. And so then I started collecting these, holiday ones, and then
Yeah.
little. I mean, just cute. They're adorable. And then what? About 2-3 weeks ago, we went to an antique store. So this antique store, I follow them. Was They made a Facebook post, and they had a set salt and pepper shakers that matched my grandma's salt and pepper shakers, her set of dishes. And my sister had been collecting these dishes, and I was like, well, I just want the salt and pepper shakers, like just because I collect salt and pepper shakers, and I want them. They're my grandma's. And so we went down there, and then we ended up buying like a whole bunch of stuff we
Yeah.
found on sale for my sister because she's trying to collect this whole set of dishes. And so I got her a whole bunch of stuff because today is her birthday, so we gave her that. So happy birthday, Joanna! Um, you won't see this. You won't see this till tomorrow. It is her birthday today. But yeah, so I got her that. But then I got those, and then I found a couple other sets that were cute. Still get my one at Cracker Barrel. Got one, or actually got two Friday night. So yeah, I think it probably is an older hobby, an older person hobby, but I love it. I love my little salt and pepper shakers. So yes, I will continue to collect them.
Yeah. I've recently got into watches, which makes me feel like an old person. Like, I have an Apple Watch and all that stuff, but I've recently got into like regular wrist watches. Uh, when I think about it, it makes me feel like an old person because it feels like an old person be like, look at that cool watch and
Yeah,
stuff like that. So kind of the same token.
like I feel like a watchmaker.
Yeah, he's an
Like
old guy.
with like little glasses
Right.
and stuff. Like yeah, I get what you're saying. Like,
So that kind of makes me feel that way. I do plan on in the near future buying the stuff to build my own watches. So I guess I'll be that old.
you're a little
Old.
tinker. You like to tinker.
I do.
You're a tinker.
So I feel like I might be that old timey guy, watchmaker guy with the white hair and the four pairs of glasses on, so you can see real small.
Yeah.
Uh, However you want to look at it. So yeah, collecting different things. It seems like an old person type of deal too. So um, what what other things do we do that you would consider old but you love it?
We're porch sitters.
Yeah, for
We
sure.
are definite porch
When the
sitters.
weather's good.
When the weather's good, we are on our porch 90% of the time. I mean, like if we're home on a Saturday, we're just sitting there on the porch, and we'll talk, play on our phones, watch people go by. But we are literally just watching people walk down the road, drive down the road. We're just
Something I feel that makes me old is liking a good cup of coffee.
yes,
It,
yes.
Growing up, I was like, how could anybody drink that stuff?
We're not talking about like a frappa latte
Yeah,
from Starbucks.
just regular
We're
old
just talking
coffee.
about like Folgers in our
Yeah.
cup with a little bit of cream in it.
Growing up,
Coffee,
I was
you
like,
know?
how do people drink that? And now it's like, I enjoy a good hot cup of coffee
Yeah.
in the morning, especially in the winter.
And then you get those things where like you go and you'll order something from somewhere and it's too sweet. You're like, oh, you can't even taste the coffee in this.
Yeah.
Like that's the
Yeah.
kind of things. Yeah.
As you get older, you get introduced to coffee drinking through like going to Starbucks with your friend, and they're like, you got to try this, just get this. And it's like the most sugary, sweet thing. You can't taste any coffee. And as you get older, you start pulling the sugars and the creamers and all that stuff out. All of a sudden, your coffee is just almost black coffee.
Yeah.
And you
Just a
didn't even
little
know.
bit of creamer in it. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think enjoying a good hot cup of coffee makes me feel old. It may not make you out there feel old, but that's definitely. And I'm saying I love this. So,
yes. Yes. So yeah. I mean, because when I was a kid, my dad have his cup of coffee every day, right? Like even every morning, my dad made him a
Right.
cup of coffee, and I was a kid, and then now I'm my dad's age, and like when I was little, and I'm like, got my cup of coffee, hardly any sugar or anything in it. So.
and getting old, I was also realizing the little things matter. So like being able to stay home and just sit on the couch and watch TV with you or the kids.
Yeah.
Those things matter. Having a Saturday where we don't have to do anything that feels like, and also being able to do stuff on Saturdays when we are busy to
Mhm.
go out. Like we went to Kingston's national archery tournament yesterday. Those things matter. When I was 20, that would have been the most boring thing I've ever done in my
Yeah.
life. but being there and being part of it was actually really exciting to me, and that's probably an old trait too. It's
Yeah.
like being excited for Kingston to be able
Yeah.
to have those days. So,
I agree.
uh, when did we realize staying in was better than going out?
Oh, that's a long time. That was at least 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think when you as you get kids, whenever you go out,
It's not going out.
before you have kids, you're going out and you're partying, you're having fun, you're going places, hanging out with your friends. Then you have kids and you have to stay home because you got kids.
Well, it's not just that you don't have to stay home, but like it is a lot.
Yeah, a lot of work.
A
Right.
lot of work. So even if you just want to go to dinner,
Yeah,
depending on the age of the kid, trying to entertain them through, it's not just like we're going and we're grabbing the food and the food is already ready. The food is not ready. You have
Right.
to order the food and somebody has to bring you the food and that kind of thing. So you got to try to entertain your kid. That kind of stuff. They don't want to sit still. Yeah, when they're real young, you feel like you got to take half the house with you. And then it's just like, it's so much. It's so much. So I mean, going out like that's, and then if you don't take them with you, it's babysitters, and you
Mhm.
got to be there for a certain time, and then you got to try to tell them, okay, this is what time I'll be back, and you got to make sure you don't run into. It's just so much.
yeah,
So
and
much.
that's what I was trying to
I
say.
don't like people.
I think there's a transition when you're young, right before you have kids. You're going out and you're going to bars or you're going to restaurants. You're hanging out with your friends. Then once you have kids, you're kind of required to not do those things as much anymore, if not at all. And then there's a transition from when they're little to when they get older that you realize, whether you want to or not, that you don't want to deal with all those people
There's
anymore.
so many people.
It's
Like the thought of going to Nashville
ugh,
downtown
ugh,
gives me anxiety. Just the thought of it.
Yeah.
Right. Like I don't even like going through Bowling Green traffic anymore. Right. Like I want to go somewhere within 15 minutes of here. Now, do we go and do this every once in a while? Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
but that's not
for sure.
like a all the time thing
Yeah, it's
that
a
we want to
special
do. Yeah,
occasion,
I like to be. I like it quiet. I like to be relaxed, and life is so crazy all the time that a slowdown is anytime I can is what I want.
for
So,
sure. All right, well, let's look at our segment called This and That.
okay.
We'll go here. Staying in or going out? I think we kind of
Yeah,
covered
we
that.
just covered that. I want to stay in.
Yeah, me too. If going out involves being around a bunch of people, I don't want that. If going out, it sounds going out involves being out past 9 o'clock, I don't want nothing to do with that.
Mm-mm.
If going out is more than 4 or 5 people, I don't want none of that.
Mhm.
So if you're one of our friends and we go out with you and it's past 9 o'clock and there's more than 5 or 6 people, consider yourself one of our good friends.
Very, very few people can get us to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we want to keep it small, and I want to be home and in bed by 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
early bedtime or sleeping in?
Early bedtime.
Yeah, definitely early bedtime. I can't sleep in. If you consider sleeping in to 7 o'clock, then
Friday, I don't know if you know this. Friday morning, I forgot to set my alarm Thursday night. Forgot it all completely, and I had to. I think I was pre-op that day, so I had to be at work by 7. At work by
Yeah.
7, ready to go. That's the first patient, so probably a little bit before that.
you were having plenty of time.
5:30, 5:30. My body turned over. And I'm like, oh, I forgot to set my alarm, but I'm up. It's gotten that bad now.
Loud music or peace and quiet?
That's a dumb question.
Well,
I just said, like, all these kids running around these radios.
Daggone kids
You turn them down.
with them loud radios.
Yeah,
I enjoy my peace and quiet, but I do like loud music.
Okay, I will blare the radio driving down a back road in the
Yeah.
summer with the windows down, singing and just that kind of thing. That's not, but like just a concert. It'd have to be somebody I really like.
Right.
Because it's so loud in those, you feel like your ears ring. Any kind of restaurant, bar, facility that would have like live music, absolutely not. Because why go
I can't
somewhere?
even hear me.
I can't hear anybody talk to me.
Yeah.
Or we're just, I just can't. No, that's not me.
Would you rather text or call somebody?
It depends on who it is. If I'm just, it depends on who it is and what it's for, right? Like, I love talking to people on the phone. But like, if I'm just calling to get directions or I'm calling for, hey, what time we meeting?
Yeah.
There's no reason for me to call you. I'll
I,
text you in.
I would much rather have a text message than a call almost any time. I spend a lot of my time on the phone anyway, so for work. So if you got, just text me. That's the easiest way to communicate with me. I can. Plus, I have a means of remembering it because it's in text message. If you just tell me, I might forget. Old age we're talking about here, but so text me.
Gotcha.
Right, that's the way to go. Jeans or sweatpants?
Sweatpants. um, if I'm just laying around the house, I want sweatpants. I'd rather be at the house in sweatpants than anything else. So yeah, I'd say sweatpants.
I've
jeans.
always
You've
been
been a jean guy, though.
I'm a jeans guy.
Yeah.
That's the way I go.
If I'm going out, jeans great. I try not to go out in sweatpants, but this cold weather, those just depends. But yeah, for the most part, I'd rather be at the house in my sweatpants.
All right, here's a good one: coffee or energy drinks?
We've talked about this. I usually, and I've kind of changed lately. It's like my head drains, and I like because of the winter, and I'd rather have something carbonated in the morning. So for the most part, cold months, coffee, and hot months, energy drinks.
Yeah, I do like an iced coffee. I do like a hot coffee in the winter, but I enjoy my energy drinks too. So I'm right in the middle here.
I feel like my coffee gets cold at work, and the energy drink at work, I can sit down and it's still, even if it's starting to warm up a little bit, it's still pretty much cold. And I can drink that over several hours instead of like my coffee. I feel like I have to drink really quickly so that it's still warm.
Big plans or no plans at all?
No plans at all.
Yeah,
That's easy.
But we usually end up having big plans.
We always have plans. I didn't say that like we didn't have them. We have them, but I would rather have no plans at all. Those kinds of days are really nice. And it's not like, I just want to be able to get stuff done. Like we were talking about earlier, Travis went to church to help record church today because we didn't have church because our parking lot's still pretty dangerous with the ice. So he helped went and recorded. Joe went with him, and then I was here watching it on the TV or on my phone actually, and I was walking around the house with my phone, singing the church songs and listening to the sermon and stuff, and I was getting actually things done. And that doesn't happen very often for me because you work from home,
right?
And if I'm home, you're home, Joe's home, right? Usually. There's no time I usually don't. So no plans days I can get things done for like that I need to get done that are in my head that it's nothing I want help with. It's just the things that I want to get done to be productive. So no plans days are really nice getting those things done.
Yeah, we do tend to have a lot of big plans. Even this weekend we went to Owensboro to watch Kingston's archery tournament. I wouldn't know if I consider that a big plan, but it was.
Well, then we had birthday parties today for my sister and my nephew, and
we always have something going on. So I lean towards no plans because that's a time to relax and not do anything. But they are few and far between sometimes.
Yeah.
So do you prefer watching a brand new show on TV or an old show you're familiar with?
I enjoy it more to be a new show. As long as it's a good one. I would enjoy that. I enjoy it more but if I'm home and I'm just running around doing stuff, it is always like How I Met Your Mother, Friends, Gilmore Girls, something that I've watched before that I can be in the next room hearing it and know what's happening on the screen. So it just depends. But for the most part, if I'm sitting down watching something, it's going to be in.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I want a new show that way I can I can have that sense of I haven't seen this. It's good. It's got to be a good show. Now it's too much shows out there that just don't catch my interest that quick. I may start it and not finish 2 episodes because I don't get hooked. When I'm doing something, say I'm working or whatever, I'll have an old show that I'm really familiar with running in the background because I know what's going on. I can kind of look up at it, see what it and kind of remember. So I fall in the middle there too. Driving at night or during the day?
I don't drive.
You do too sometimes.
I drive to work, which is, I don't know, maybe a mile round trip. I drive very rarely if I'm doing anything else. You drive everywhere else. And I'm just your passenger princess that just tells you how you're doing it wrong
Definitely.
or things you need to be paying attention to. So
I uh,
I don't
I
really
don't
drive.
care. I mean, I know as you get older, people tend to uh, be upset about driving at night, and neither one bothers me. So,
Yet.
yet,
Neither
as
one
of
bothers you
yet,
yet.
as of yet, cooking at home or going out to eat. So here's my deal. I would rather cook at home because I get to eat at home, but I'd rather go out because I don't have to cook. Does that make
That's
sense?
exactly what I was thinking.
So if I could eat out but be at home at the same time, that would be my perfect scenario.
Yeah.
But also, I don't want to go get it.
Yeah.
So
That's a problem. So then you have to pay like $20 for a DoorDasher to
yeah,
bring it to you. I'm not gonna do that.
and then
Sorry, I'm too cheap for
like,
that.
I'm too cheap to pay $20 extra to go 4 blocks up the road.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
we don't live in a big town
Yeah.
with lots of traffic. This
Right.
is not a long. This is a 5-minute round trip
Right.
from one end of Franklin to the other.
Then we have to play rock paper scissors to see who goes gets it or something of that nature.
And again, I don't drive, so it's usually
it's
Trav.
usually me.
We might be able to get Joe to go with us if we let him pick the
Yeah,
restaurant. Like,
for
hey,
sure.
go in and get the food. It's already paid for. You
Yeah.
know, that kind of stuff. I get to the point where not huge on cooking anymore, unless I'm off for that day. Excuse me. Sunday I need a nap apparently. But unless I'm off that day, I enjoyed cooking breakfast and lunch and dinner when we had the snow and the
Yeah.
ice come. But throw in an 8-hour day at work, and dinner is just becomes a chore. I've got to get dinner on the table, or we have to get dinner on the
Yeah.
table. I'm not saying just me, but I don't like cooking, but also don't like eating out because the same stuff all the time, right? So it's just eating out like every once in a while. So I guess my if I had to pick one or the other, I would rather cook at home because we do that more, a little bit more variety. I
Yeah.
can really make whatever I want. I don't have to deal with a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
I've already bought the groceries, that kind of thing. So I guess I'd probably say eat at home.
All right. So let's kind of switch to back in our day. Let's talk about stuff we remember from back in our day that maybe our kids wouldn't know nothing about. I'll give you an example. We had to print directions if we needed to go somewhere we didn't know where it
MapQuest.
was.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember distinctly going to Panama City Beach with my 3 friends for spring break, and us printing out 6 pages worth of directions to get from our house to the hotel we were staying at. Had no clue where we're going. None of us had ever been to Florida.
And then having to you had to actually use the trip dial on your your odometer,
because
right?
it was like 0.7 miles.
You had to be like, because not one of us could pick out like what 0.7 miles would be, right? And then you turn right. Yeah, that's for sure.
So, our kids will get in their vehicles and they'll be right there on the screen. They just have to hit a button and say where they want to go, and they get directions. And as this technology goes, they're gonna be able to hit a button, say where they want to go, and the car's just gonna go to where they want them to go, and they don't even have to worry about it. So back in my day, we had to print directions out on paper.
There's so many things. Like if you've seen like TikToks or videos on Facebook or whatever, when kids now, if you ask them, like without the physical thing in your hand, take a picture, and we're like, that this is how you, or say that, like, call me and you do this. Well, now kids are like, this is call me, like this is them holding an iPhone, or this is taking a picture. And I'm like, that's insane. Also, rolling the window down, which is really funny because Kingston has a kind of basic truck, and it actually does have the cranks on it. And I don't think he's ever seen a crank on a window until he got his truck. Which is most kids, if you tell them roll the window down, they're just like, that you just hit the button, right? So there's so many things. I mean, like we rode in vehicles that came equipped with a cigarette lighter and ashtray, right? And you when we got those cars, then they started making technology started advancing. Then you'd plug like a charger into the cigarette lighter, and then you would put a tape in the tape player.
Yeah, to play your CDs.
To play your CDs, to put it like to connect your Walkman.
Yeah.
To so that you could play CDs in your car because you had a cassette player. Those kinds of things that kids will just never understand. What? And we had. I know we had computer labs in elementary school when I was in elementary. You're what, 4 years older than me? 5 years in school though, because you were the youngest in your grade and I was the oldest. But I remember second, third, fourth grade, one of those had a computer lab, and like if we were in like an English reading class, writing class, whatever, and we had to like write a story or something, we'd have to go, like once we were done writing the story, we'd have to go to the computer lab. We'd have like 2 days in the computer lab or whatever to type it so that you could print it. But that was the extent of using the computer when I was that young. And then, it got more and more. Like, as time went on, middle school, high school, I remember I was in a media club in middle school, and we did like kind of like a newspaper, whatever, or website, something like that. We had to do like we learned how to do PowerPoints and take digital pictures and then like upload them to the PowerPoints and stuff. This is stuff that these kids are learning like elementary school. And they have a Chromebook. They all have Chromebooks. I mean, they literally walk around with a computer.
Yeah.
For school.
I'm pretty sure my back isn't the shape it's in because of the book bag I had to carry around with all the books in it.
I mean, you had at least 6, 7 books.
Yeah.
And like you had to have a locker. And like kids now are like, we don't even get to use the lockers. Well, why do you need to use the locker? You just have you got a Chromebook. That's it. Like you don't carry. We had to carry it. Like you had to go between classes. Trade out your science book for your geometry book and your notebook and all the things that went with it. And then like between classes, you're moving this stuff around in your backpack. They don't even know. They don't even know. Having to like, you got 10 minutes, you got one here, and you got one all the way across campus. You got to stop at your locker.
Well, there's a lot. We probably go on forever about stuff that we did that they'll never know anything about, like cruising and being bored, just plain old being bored.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
there was I don't feel like I was like the cruising.
Yeah.
That's all you did. When you got to a certain age, you had a friend that was driving. You were never bored again.
Having to remember people's phone numbers.
Oh yeah.
Adults
do that now. Like, I mean, not just kids. Like, kids never learned to remember phone numbers, but I'll call people for work and I'll ask them a phone number for their like primary contact. They're like, hold on, let me look it up. And like, yeah, that's kind of how it is now. You don't think about it anymore.
So, as we kind of get towards the end of this episode, the title of it's things that make us feel old, but we're loving it. So, let's talk about what you love about getting old.
Well, I think, 16 years ago we tied ourselves to each other.
Yeah.
The goal is to grow old together, right? 100%. Change throughout life, but still, like, I mean, when I think of growing old, it's rocking chairs, sipping sweet tea on the front porch. We're already kind of getting there. We don't have the rocking chairs yet, but we're getting there. But I mean, that's life. Like that, to me, that's joy. Like, right? You spending your whole life with somebody, growing old with them, growing together, changing together, understanding each other. So I think we're killing it, right? Like, to me, this is wonderful. Like, life is life as long as we're happy and everything's good. I think, growing old together is the whole point.
It's the whole point for sure. Less stress, more peace is 100% what I am so thankful for getting older. You're able to root out those things that always used to stress you out. You finally get to a point where if something stressed you out, you just get rid of it, and then you realize you didn't need it in life anyway, and you just minimize the whole being worried about tomorrow, being stressed out about what's coming, and you get to live life. And I don't have to worry about my kids being young and what they're going to get into. Now they're getting older and more responsible, and they can do their own thing, and I don't have to worry about getting them here nor there. They can do that themselves. I don't have to make plans for them. I don't have to figure out somebody to watch them. Just everything seems to be more more stress free and more drama less.
Yeah.
So
I think there's less drama in our life. There's less
we know what
less stress.
we know what we want out of life. We know where we stand on most things, and we don't have to get worked up. And if find myself in a situation where it's too stressful, I'm just gonna leave that stress where it's at. I'm not gonna deal with it. So it's just part of it.
Yeah, I mean, like we've learned very the hard way
Yeah.
over the last several years. Life is way too short to be carrying too much stress, too much drama, too much anger, hatred, any of those kinds of things. Um, because it's precious and things can happen in a second. So I think over the last couple of years, for sure, we've both kind of been in a place where let's be happy.
Yeah.
Let's just do the things that make us happy. We're not happy all the time. Not saying
No.
that we have stressful days. Don't worry. But like for the general time, we want to make sure that we're only focusing and giving energy into happiness, joy, love, peace, those kinds of things. And so that's all we want to do is give our time to that. Other than that, the other stuff can fall away because usually it ends up not being that important anyways. So,
Sure. Yeah, I agree with all that. So, I think the main takeaway from this episode is that growing old doesn't have to mean that you're going to be a sad person or that you can't enjoy things in life. I think with the right frame of mind, getting older is the goal.
it is.
And if you look at
Getting
it that
older is
way,
not a bad thing.
then you're going to be happy because that means you've made it. You've made it through the hard times, and you're on the other side. So, not to say there's not hard times coming, because there will be, but you'll be better equipped with deal with them every time you meet a new roadblock. So,
Yeah. Getting older is not a bad thing. It's not.
is there anything from being young you miss?
No, I really don't.
I miss being able to fall down and get back up and nothing hurt.
Those things, like the physical part,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
honestly, no regrets, none at all. I mean, if I had to live all over again, start as young and do the exact same
Yeah.
things, the exact same ways, learn the same lessons, end up right back here.
Yeah.
So I had no regrets for that. So there's
It's
nothing I
not-
really miss in at all.
It's not our plan; it's his plan. So
Mhm.
we're where we're supposed to be anyway. So
Yeah.
I don't think I would change anything. So we are where we are. I would like to leave everybody before we get off here with uh, growing old just means that you're growing,
Yeah.
and that's always a good thing.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
But-
Enjoying it, especially with you.
yeah, and if you get a chance to start the podcast with your significant other, I say do it.
It's fun.
been a
It's fun.
time,
Y'all
so.
probably are bored to death, but we love this. This is
Yeah.
great. So
Well, everybody, I think this will end this episode of Life in the Middle. We appreciate y'all watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down there about it, something you'd like to hear us talk about, or just give us some ideas for maybe topics we can talk about. So, with that being said, I'm Travis.
I'm Jenna.
Thank you all.
See ya.
Life in the